wanted to bring another funny story from my journey into understanding whether risk can actually improve insurance. Our first example application was marine cargo, and marine cargo is essentially a product of two things. The premium is the product of two things: how much volume you're going to ship on the Incoterms that require insurance, and the rate of insurance. And the rate of insurance is based on the quality of the risk, the quality of the warehouses, the age of the ships, the quality of the ships, the product itself, the chemical characteristics and physical characteristics of the product, and lots of other things along the way. The value, whether it's a target for theft or it's not, and so on, whether it's can be contaminated. Like, there are a lot of things on the quality, but the volume seems so obvious. Is that you have to know how much to insure. And so what I started, and I think this was like the final straw for my decision to fire the insurance team. What I started with volume, we go like, okay, how much product are we moving on CIF or CFR that we want to insure? And the insurance manager goes, 1 billion. I go, okay, great. Why? Like, where's it coming from? He goes, well, I sent the request to the sales team, and they give me back the number. And I'm going, okay, great. Have you ever validated this number? Have you ever checked it? We've been insuring 1 billion of revenue, but we're like a 10 billion company. So either we sell 9 billion on different Incoterms that we don't need insurance, or we are not properly capturing the full volume of how much insurance we need. And he goes, oh no, they're telling me it must be 1 billion. And I'm going, but that's not how the insurance or the risk mind works. You challenge assumptions. The whole philosophy of risk management is challenging assumptions and seeing how will this assumption look like under different conditions, especially in the commodity trading, where your commodity actually fluctuates. Just given the price fluctuation, like 1 billion could be 100 tons, could be 200 tons, depending on whatever the price is. I'm simplifying this hugely just to illustrate the point. Is that being convinced that annual volume is 1 billion is a very strange position to be in, because everything tells you that it's volatile. And so I've asked my team to go ahead and kind of investigate and find where is the 1 billion coming from. And what we found is that this was completely unsubstantiated. It had no connection to the underlying sales forecasts. Some financial controller in US sent this number as a little, throw away, oh, get lost, don't pester me anymore. This was completely disconnected from the underlying actual risk profile of the company. That year, and by the way, this is something that also surprised me a lot. It took us maybe 3 months to discover what the actual number is. Because along the way, what we discovered is that the sales team did not have proper central forecasting for which different Incoterms they're going to sell different markets. So there was a separate sales team for US, for Latin America, for Europe, for India, for Africa, and it was all disconnected. So we had a lot of challenges and time wasting trying to kind of bring it all together and almost recreate the number. So we ended up with 3 billion instead of 1 billion. So imagine that. Imagine kind of being underinsured by $2 billion each year. That's insane. And once we've done that, we would go like, oh shit, like our insurance is going to cost at least 3 times more, because we used to buy 1 billion at the given rate. Now it's 3 billion at the given rate. So it's literally the premium goes times 3. It's going to be 3 times more expensive. In reality, we saved $3 million on the premium because we also convinced that the quality of risk, so not just the volume, but the quality of risk was so much better than was perceived by the current underwriter. We can talk about that in the next session on how this whole insurance placement is about finding underwriters that appreciate your risk, that want to understand your risk, and then they give you a better price for your risk specifically because it fits into their overall portfolio. But that was just an amazing exercise where we not only were surprised that the whole volume assumption was completely incorrect, but the quality assumption was completely incorrect. And when these two things combined, we ended up buying 3 times more insurance, but paying 3 million less than we would have paid if we stayed with the current underwriter. And I'm going like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, if you decompose your insurance into the actual kind of building blocks, and then you address and challenge and question and discover each of the building blocks, what you get at the end is such a huge savings while improving the quality of coverage. I mean, that's an amazing place to be.